Hi friends, so this is video number 100. I can't believe it, so let's try and do something a little different. I'd like to cast this in bronze. Now I know nothing about knives or daggers, I just tried to design something that looked interesting. What actually happened was I tried to make a snake-shaped blade, but I just couldn't get the software I'm using to do what I wanted. So in the end I went with a symmetrical blade instead. But I'm really happy with the design. I really like the way the blade curves more and more as the lobes get smaller. I find that particularly pleasing. This gentle curve is due to the careful positioning of each lobe. The convex parts of the blade, the outy bits, are based on circles. And as you move down the blade away from the handle, the center position of the next lobe is related to the radius of the lobe before it, and so on and so on. So the lobes get smaller each time, but they also get smaller more quickly the further you go. So this is what creates the nice curve. The concave parts of the blade, the inny bits, are based on circles that perfectly join the convex parts together. And once you repeat this pattern over and over, you get the lovely shape. The blade also increases and decreases in thickness proportionally with its width. So it goes up and down as well as in and out. I love it. So the challenge is going to be the thinness of this blade. It is exceptionally thin. And then if it works, the filing and the polishing. Oh my god, those crazy angles, that is going to be hard. Anyway, let's try and cast it first and worry about the rest later. If you like this idea, make sure you're subscribed. I've got a million other ideas to try, and you might like those too. I have got some other things in the pipeline. breakout there. Very thin. I put a couple of scratch vents in. Not sure I recorded it. So 1370. We'll see. Pretty quick. Here goes. Got it up. Forgot to weigh down the thing. Can't believe I forgot to weigh it down. What a numpty. I literally was, when I was trying to sort the camera out earlier and focus and everything, I thought I'll just put a couple of ingots on there. Completely forgot. What a numpty. Bit late now, of course. Whew. Has it risen? Not really. I tried to pour it quickly. I think the pour went quite well. I should have weighted it. I can see Martin screaming at the screen right now. Sorry, Martin. It was nice and hot. It said 1320 or something like that. Yeah, I'm going to have a cup of tea, come back out in 15 minutes and we'll have a look at it. Oh, it is very hot here. Fingers crossed, this was a very thin casting. Oh, how does it look? It got to the end. Oh my God, that is amazing. The little scratch vent worked. How far up did it go? Oh, it went to the end. Wow, that's very exciting. Don't normally look at the drag, but you can see it worked nicely. No vents except for that little scratch vent at the end there. Well, I did it on both sides. Let's very carefully remove it. I don't want to bend the blade. Wow. Oh, there's a little, you can see there's a little hole there, which I think might be some shrinkage. Oh, that's a shame. Apart from the breakage, actual casting looks very good. Just in there is a tiny, tiny hole. So the bronze rushed in, filled up the pommel, and then rushed down the end. And this sort of handle area probably froze quite early, sealing off this bit to its own devices, meaning that the fattest part of this sealed off bit shrunk, and that is here. And unfortunately, because there's a kind of a divot here on this, what's this line called? Anyway, that's where you'll see the shrinkage, a bit like how you see the shrinkage on the divot here. There's a little hole there too. Actually, that hole looks a little bit bigger. It's about 1 millimetre deep. Oh, cleaning up this is going to be quite tricky. It's almost nice as it is. It's like serrated. God, that is lethal. So I was imagining the end to be very fragile, but that's quite stiff. I don't know anything about knives or daggers, but for my 100th video, I was kind of. I've got the moon project, but that might be too much to do in one video. We'll see. And this is I mean, I only thought of doing a nice, interesting dagger or knife a couple of days ago, so I've been printing them. Let me get the prints. It's made me think that even this little tiny weeny one will work. And perhaps I could have a simpler one with like a wooden handle here rather than a pommel and a guard. So just in there is the little bit of shrinkage. It's about 0.5 millimetre deep, and on the pommel here is a bigger one because the pommel is actually quite heavy. That's about 2 millimetres deep there. Right, let's tidy it up. I'm really chuffed with it so far. It's a really pretty thing. So I'm going to try and polish it today. That's my main job for today. It's a Saturday. I've got the whole day off. So I'm going to spend a good few hours on this. freezing today. I say at the end of summer. So, I'm really chuffed with it so far. I might do something similar to the Ragnar Lothbrok axe with some leather. I've got some leather straps here. So, I would love to sharpen this. I've never sharpened anything before. So I went and bought one of these really cheap Amazon knife sharpeners, and the difficulty I have is the angle on the two blades. I kind of need it to be more like that, which will be a blunt knife, but at least it will have an edge. You know, at the moment it's just curves. It's actually quite sharp in places. This one had 2 bits of carbide in, and this one's got 2 bits of ceramic in. What I did was I undid it, took the 2 bits of carbide out, and remounted it in a 3D printed thing. But all I did was separate so they were like that, and then I've remounted them so they're like that. And that is kind of thick enough. But now I've noticed it's kind of, because this is essentially blunt, that's not doing much. So I don't really know what I'm doing. So yeah, I don't have a lot of options on this. I do want to sharpen it, because at the moment it's just like a letter opener. You know, it's sharpish. And I need to sharpen it before I do the final little polish and maybe the handle. I think I might do the handle last. Because if I do the handle now and then I sharpen it, I've got a feeling I'm going to have to use files. Anyway, that's my plan for today. Try and sharpen this and hopefully get the handle done, and that will be it finished. Maybe I'll try a metal file and then this. I'm not going to be able to get away from the fact that the angles are going to be quite blunt. Let's just do what I normally do and try it out. I'm going to try and tidy up these horrible little bits with the sandpaper. That's nice. Oh, it's hot. And very sharp.